The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Merlindair, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I'll be playing Jacqueline Durand of Clan Ventru.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening. I am the Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Irian, and I'm playing Roscoe Acres, Clan Tremere.
I'm Brad, Timber Brad 411 in chat, and I'll be playing Nicholas Bowens of Clan Hakata.
I'm Gavin, and I play the Marcade of Clan La Sombra.
And when we were with this group of kindred last week, they dealt with Victor. Well, somewhat. They spoke with the prince. Well, Jackie made a new friend. Jenny made a new friend. Lamar and Nicholas had a heart-to-heart. Roscoe met up with Tracy. And Jackie and Isabella actually spoke with Prince Karina Dobson of D.C. Marvelous individual. But tonight, this tale begins in Roscoe's shop. Now, of course, as everyone is coming to Roscoe's shop, I do need my wits awareness. As you all know, he has a stalker.
Instinct supply?
Sure. Watching applies for Jenny, because I remember Jenny likes to ask that one. I know that...
Concealed objects?
Oh, yes. That would work. Dice are flying right off. We opened up with dice. 6 on Roscoe, 5 on Isabella. Nice. 5 on
Roscoe
Nicholas.
with the crit, too.
Yeah.
I've got 4.
4. Nicholas 5. Roscoe with his crit. Crit 6. You don't see anyone watching your place, Roscoe, but you do manage to catch on your bracelet that you have the the glowing tendril is glowing a bit brighter tonight than it used to. Brighter
Okay.
than it normally is. You don't know if that means proximity or actively being checked, but you do know it's brighter. And as the coterie arrives, I turn this over to the coterie to discuss their plan of action for the night.
All right. Who's okay with handling a gun?
I've still got the one you gave me from last time. I'm no expert, but probably make do.
All right.
By chance, do you have one that works this time for me?
The last one worked. You just didn't operate it correctly, but I got you.
Thank you.
Because y'all are going to be the ones that take care of Flyboy. I will handle making sure that the situation looks the way we want it to look.
Jenny, is Tasha already at the shop?
Yeah, she's there. I've instructed her to clean up, make it look like the shop's been used.
Excellent. While you all are tracking down, and Jenny, excellent job on tailing Flyboy and figuring out his patterns. Idiot is so predictable. Truly, while you all are going after him, I will be meeting with Felicity at Bengalora's old place.
All right.
I made sure a flyer was delivered to her home stating, confused? Need answers? Come see Tia Maria. And on the back was an appointment date and time.
You think she'll show?
Oh, she will. So, good. Is anyone watching for him to meet at any location? For Flyboy?
Not currently, but we could have one of our ghouls go and check. Kind of see where he's at. Give us a heads up. I'm sure Amelia would love the adventure.
That's a good idea. So what are y'all going to do?
Find him, cut him off in traffic, make sure he can't escape. We'll have Nicholas and Isabella put the bullets in him. Roscoe, Ginny. Let's be prepared in case for some unforeseen reason he has backup or a friend tonight. Even an idiot like him can get lucky once. As soon as it's done, I'll drop the evidence and I'll make it look like a cartel hit.
Oh, fantastic.
Thanks to not so much a cartel hit, but a hit from some old friends of ours, and he pats the cello case next to him.
Excellent, excellent. Well, is there anything you need from me?
I think we're good. I just need you to be careful. Call us if something goes sideways as soon as possible. Otherwise, just let us know that how everything went, and if we need to dispatch what's her name.
Both Etienne and Peter will be outside of the shop. So I should be fine.
Wonderful.
I don't really perceive her as a direct threat, but if she decides to bring some friends, they will be taken care of. But thank you for your concern. Well, good night, everyone. Good luck. I'm sure you don't need it. He is a thin blood, after all.
This is going to be fun.
Took the words out of my mouth, Lamar.
So Jackie sets out. Now, Jackie, you don't have far to go, but I will let the rest of the coterie have their last-minute preps or whatever they want to do. just let me know when you're hopping in the vehicle. It's a Cadillac Escalade that Lamar's buddies have borrowed from somebody who don't know they're lending the vehicle tonight.
Is there a plan or a thought process to make it look like there's a story here? Like what exactly happened as opposed to just a random shooting?
Yes. And Lamar takes out of his jacket half a brick of cocaine. You know, when you short the suppliers and, you know, when you go running for people, but you short the suppliers and start getting high on your own supply, I hear they take that shit real personal.
They tend to kill for less.
And this is messing with someone's business.
Should be fun to make him do what we want.
Yeah, however you guys want to, if you guys want to just shoot him down or you want him to, give him some last words, I don't particularly care. He's going to, once it's done, I'm going to just light the whole thing up.
Last words wasn't quite what I had expected, but it probably won't be quicker than that. I like to play with my food.
Yes, I love it. I love every single bit of it. We ready? Anybody got any questions, concerns? Anybody need a moment before we do? We are about to actually just murder someone. So if anybody needs a moment to get right with their deity of choice, please feel free.
He's the thin blood. Deserves to die.
It's fucking savage, Roscoe. I love it.
I don't know, Father Cade. I must confess my sins. Oh, give me a fucking break. Every one of us here is a fucking murderer, so who gives a shit? Comes with the territory. So
Absolutely.
This won't be the worst thing I've done this week. I'll be fine.
All right. Well, then, in nomine Philly, fuck this guy. Let's go.
So you all pile up into this nice Cadillac Escalade. Now, I'm assuming competence. Nobody's doing anything but wearing gloves tonight. Because always assume you all know better.
Yes.
And you head out. So now as you're heading off, we'll come back to you in a minute. We're going to flash over to Jackie. And Jackie, when you arrive at the shop, the lights are on once again.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go inside, there's a woman there. And she's actually behind the counter. Now, you've never met Tasha. But can I help you, ma'am? By appointment only.
You must be Tasha.
Yes, and you are?
I am Jenny's friend, Jackie.
Oh. You don't know how many, 3 or 4 people come in tonight. And I had to turn them away.
Well, thank you so much for being vigilant. I appreciate you. My men will be outside, inconspicuously, to watch over us, to make sure we are safe.
I'm new to this thing. Is there anything you need me to do?
Yes. When a woman comes in, her name is Felicity Miller. She has an appointment with Madame Tia, myself. I'll be in the back room. If she is not alone and by chance someone comes in with her, Jackie hands her a device that has a button on it. Press this button, and it will alert my men.
Got it? Pretty simple.
Yes. But when she comes in, let her know that you are going to check with Miss Tia to see if she is ready. Come back and let me know. And then she can come back.
Okay, that seems pretty straightforward. if she tries to run past here? Should I try to stop her?
That will not be a problem.
Okay.
You have the key to the door, I believe.
Yes.
Lock the door behind her.
It wasn't hard for Jenny to get hold of a key. She just threw a little money around it.
Mm-hmm.
She put it, you spread the cheddar.
Yes, it usually works. But lock the door behind her when she enters.
Okay.
She will not run.
Got it.
And I will knock, and you will hear my voice to unlock it when it is time.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Tasha. I appreciate your assistance tonight.
Well, I work for Jenny now, so if
Mm-hmm.
this is what she wanted me to do, this is what I do.
Still, I do appreciate it. And
A lot of hoops to jump through for one person. And she kind of leaned forward. I thought your kind would just...
This one might be useful.
I've got a lot to learn still.
Yes, you do.
And
And
She sets back and stands there to kind of, and as you head back in the back area,
Mm-hmm.
once again, just like it was last time, there's a crystal ball sitting on the table in the center of the room. Shelves are lined with all kinds of things that make no damn sense. A lot of pageantry in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Various decks of tarot cards are scattered about. Did Jackie do anything to get ready?
Yes, she's actually going to find... It might be dressed like a table scarf or something, but it's actually a shawl. And she will remove her jacket and tuck it away and place the shawl over her.
Okay. And you sit in to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're flashing over to the car ride. And as you're riding over, Isabella, I assume you've set Emilio up ahead to watch.
I have.
As you're riding over, I turned it over to the players in the car. As they're riding, Emilio's way ahead at this point. And actually, Isabella, he calls you up on the phone. I've got eyes on the place. He hasn't left yet.
Let us know when he does.
Will do.
I just want
Bill.
to point.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to point out the location along his route that I've kind of earmarked for this operation is outside of the Lupine's patrol territory. So we shouldn't have to worry about any of them wandering in.
Oh, that's wonderful, because that'd be the shittiest turn of circumstances right there. So
Milwaukee was enough.
Yeah, but sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes that means cracking open a lupine. So
I'll be glad if I never see another one of those guys again.
I can't imagine Jackie would let us go anywhere without her again if we ran into Lupine again.
Yeah, she wasn't there last time. I have all the fun without her.
she doesn't seem like the type to think it's fun to butt heads with a lupine, I think. So that's probably more in line with a couple of us, the other one in the groups, our purview of the world. So
That's fair. How long typically until Flyboy reaches the spot?
it's not too long. I mean, it's just, like I said, by car, it's not as long. It's not like if he was going by foot, it'd probably take him a while to hoof it on out there, but that's not the case, thankfully. So if he was going by foot, we could just hit him with a car. It'd be a lot easier. So
That
Isabella, you hear over your headset for your phone. Nutcracker, the package is left.
You're ridiculous.
What? We gotta have
Set it
code
out.
names, right? Nutcracker.
Nutcracker?
That's what you're gonna do?
He's left.
I mean, would you rather I call you Merlot?
Maybe.
and you all are driving up. Now, you know his predictable route. You all left early enough to get there. You arrive probably about a good 5-6 minutes before he's supposed to come through. Now, how exactly are you going to stop him? There is my first question.
I said we park in the road, just cut the vehicle off.
If he sees someone parked in the road, it may spook him. Perhaps best to park off the road and sort of ambush from the side, like turn the lights off and sort of sneak in front of him the closer he gets.
We could have Emilio begin sideswiping him near where we are
That's a good one, yeah.
and in between the cars, potentially.
Hammer and anvil.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, let's do that.
Isabella relays that to Emilio.
Okay, once he gets close, I'll get closer to him. And then I'll try to run him towards you. I guess I'm going to change mine. I'm codename Chaser now.
Surprised you didn't have anything more clever on the nose.
Well, you know, if we're going snipe hunting, you got to have a chaser.
Fair. I'll think of a better code name for you later. After Nutcracker, you deserve one.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you'll make me pay.
Oh,
You
yes.
ever wondered if I liked it that way?
No wonder. I already know.
And he goes silent as you all are waiting. And in the distance, you see the headlights approach. Now we're going to flash over to Jackie. And in the earbud in your ear, you hear Etienne's voice. Looks like she's approaching by herself.
Excellent. Thank you.
And then you hear the door open. Even from the back, you can hear the front door
Mhm.
open. And you hear Tasha talking. And then Tasha pokes his head in. Madam Tia, she's here.
Send her in.
She goes back, and in steps a woman. You've seen her several times. Long blonde hair. Good-looking woman.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, she's just in blue jeans and a loose-fitting blouse. And she's kind of looking around. This isn't what I expected.
Please have a seat. And Jackie's actually speaking with a Greek accent this time. And she is covered.
You work for them?
Have I heard the door lock yet?
Well, you wouldn't hear the door lock. But you're pretty sure she's supposed to have locked it by now.
Okay. Have a seat. And you may get answers to all your questions.
She sits down. So you're going to tell my fortune? Is this how this works? I'm curious.
Depends what questions or what concerns do you have?
Before I say another word, I need to make sure I know you're the correct person. Where did we meet last time?
A corrupt casino.
And what did you give me?
A report.
I want the one that report was on. I want the one who caused it.
Will you give the price for it? Everything has a cost.
See, there's where we have to negotiate. There's a little bit more involved than that. You do what you want to him. I don't give a fuck about him. I want a bit more. You done some hard thinking. And I'm not sure I like the current retirement plan I have. I want an out.
Jackie takes off the shawl.
Okay.
And she speaks with her normal accent now. Well, good. If you're here to talk business, we can talk business.
Theatrics. I expected that.
I wasn't sure what you were going to say. I'm not psychic.
I mean, you made good point. What they're making me do isn't any better than some days than what he was doing.
Exactly.
And you don't exactly get a retirement. That's quite clear.
So you want an out?
Yeah. I want an out. I want to get even with the one who made my father do what he did.
That is not possible.
Now, see, if that's not possible, we can't have a deal. I want him.
I can give you the opportunity. For others like him.
What, are you protecting him?
Let me finish. Is this vengeance or justice?
Does it really matter? In the case of him, column A, column B, little of both.
I want to read her.
Okay.
For her ambition.
Okay. See how Jackie does with her ambition roll. Wow. 9 with a critical success. She got 5 non-crit. 9, dear God. It's clear she's got a lot of anger in her, and she wants to punish those who have done
Wrong.
Well, did what happened to her family.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just him she wants.
Any who do that.
She wants all the hymns.
Got you. All right. I understand what it is you desire most. Felicity. It will take some negotiations on my part to grant that opportunity to you. But I can guarantee you, I will get that opportunity for you.
What about the one I want?
He has already been destroyed. I witnessed it myself.
And you see her shoulders slump a bit? All I ever wanted for years was to find him and kill him, and now that's denied.
As I said, we police ourselves. But I understand that that's what you wanted more than anything. I understand that more than you realize.
What assurances do I have that you're just not going to string me along like they did?
Well, first and foremost, I am a woman of my word. When I say something is going to happen, it happens. But I have a meeting with someone tomorrow evening, and I will have an answer for you the next night.
Now we're going to hold right here. And we're flashing back to the other half of the coterie. Well, the other 5/6 of the coterie. As you see the headlights barreling down the street on it. He's there. I'm right behind him now. Let me roll for Emilio. Wrong thing. Then I'm going to roll for Flyboy. Let's see how well Flyboy... Oh, yeah. Flyboy, you suck. As he gets close to you, you see Emilio go to pass him and then plant that front quarter panel right into the rear quarter panel of the other car and pull off a pit maneuver as he spins dude completely out of control.
Should
Oh,
be good to block
yes.
it now.
And Flyboy ends up with his car part in the ditch.
Excellent.
We're ready to go then.
Mr.
Nicholas
Bond.
will
You see Emilio stopped his car after he did it, and he gets out, and you can hear him screaming over the car. Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't know how I did that.
I'm gonna jump out of the car and go around the back, towards the rear passenger side of the car, and come up like the passenger side.
And you notice that Emilio is definitely doing a good job at being as loud and obvious as he can to distract Flyboy from your vehicle.
I'm pretty much gonna get right up to where I can see him.
What's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna try and get as close to the driver's side door as I can by kind of like going up through the ditch. So I imagine like on the other side of the car, well, he's like Emilio's car's on the road. So kind of like on the other side of Emilio's car.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Lamar's going to wait for them to do their part.
Genevieve will be hanging out at like the back of the Escalade, kind of watching down the road from the, checking back and forth basically. So
As Noah gets out of the car, he's wearing ratty jeans, ratty t-shirt, but he immediately looks over at Emilio. And when he does, you see an odd mist of form around Emilio, and Emilio starts coughing and gagging and having trouble breathing.
As soon as I see the mist, I'm gonna fire at him.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Isabella is making her way towards him to Flyboy and wants to like grab him on the shoulder, turn it, like make eye contact. I guess I don't need to do that necessarily. And mesmerize him to stop and kneel.
Okay. What's everyone else's actions? Now, you've never seen the mist do this. It just formed out of nowhere, and it's obviously choking Emilio.
If I get the sense that she's gonna try and talk to him, then I'm not gonna
You're
fire.
closer.
But I'll have the
So you're
yeah, I'll
closer,
have
so
the
you can
gun
fire
pointed.
first.
I'll have the gun pointed, ready to go.
Okay, so what is Lamar, Jenny, and Roscoe doing?
Lamar is readying. Lamar's opened the case. He's pulling out the Tommy gun.
Chicago typewriter.
Genevieve isn't seeing what's going on at the car since she's watching the road, so she's going to continue doing that. So,
Okay, wits and awareness from Jenny. Roscoe, what are you doing?
I've gotten out of the car and I've come up behind Emilio's car, trying to stay behind the headlights, so that getting closer to Emilio.
Okay, Jenny's got a 4. We'll come back to yours in a minute, Jenny, as you're keeping an eye. So as you're leveling the weapon there, Jenny got a 5. Okay, as you're leveling the weapon, Brad, he don't even pay, or Nicholas, he's not even paying attention to you. He's got a smirk on his face as he's watching Emilio choke. When you get close to him and you grab him, he turns to look at you, Isabella, but the mist doesn't fade.
And
You're going to use mesmerize?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to first. It's mesmerize is a rouse check, I believe. Yes, it is. It's a rouse check, and you're
Before or
going to
after
roll
roll?
manipulation and dominate.
Okay.
He's going to roll intelligence and resolve.
I hit the wrong button. Hold on.
That's fine. I'm doing his roll.
4. 4. Oh my goodness. Stop this nonsense.
Stop the madness.
How do I roll with the disciplines again? Do I just do
You
Hit the
click
manipulation
plus-
plus
two?
by the
Dis-
discipline and then by the
Then drag the
then
stat.
drag the attribute.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, I did the opposite. That makes more sense.
It doesn't have a die for the disciplines.
And don't forget the 1 extra.
I think I added 2. I had added 2 previously, so let me redo that.
Okay.
Because I have 2 points to dominate.
Yeah, you'll be rolling 6, 4,
Oh!
2. Actually, you're short a die. Roll 1 extra die. Because you should have a +1 die. Because it's a power bonus. And 1
Okay.
success.
Hold on.
You're going to willpower that, I assume?
Yes.
You have 2 successes. I ended up with 0 successes even after my willpower roll.
Oh my god. Oh.
So when you look at him and you give him the can to kneel, he immediately drops to his knees. The mist has not
So-
gone anywhere. It's still choking Emilio.
I did tell him to stop and kneel. Can I... Does both commands go through? Or
Pick one,
stop first?
okay? And the mist dissipates and you hear Emilio just take a big breath.
While that's going on and she's got Flyboy sort of focusing on her, I'm going to use Obeya just because I imagine not being able to breathe, he's a little panicky. And so that'll help sort of like calm him down immediately.
And you're going to use Obeya. Okay, so what's your roll
Yeah.
on that one?
Compose your aspects.
Okay, go ahead. And it is a rouse check, of course.
Yep. So
Yep.
let me do that one first.
Difficulty is 2.
And then I get +1 for the blood potency. And then we said it was culture. Rolled it.
It may take it a second if you're lagging. I don't know. Says you didn't roll. There it is. No, you did
yeah,
compose
but
your
it-
composure.
It's so weird.
All the problems with
You have to
Fantasy
click the
Grounds
plus
today.
by the discipline and
I
then
did,
drag.
I did, and I think it's because, I think I know what I did wrong, but it wasn't that.
Okay.
And then
There you go.
Yeah.
2. Okay, so you start to calm him.
and then I'm actually gonna willpower. So I got 3 successes.
Now, he stopped doing what he's doing, but as he's looking at you, suddenly the mist stopped choking Emilio, but then it just suddenly sprouts off his skin, putting everything in that area in about a 15-foot radius into a haze. Now he can no longer see your eyes. And we're going to flash back to Jackie.
Is that assurance enough for you?
Here's what I want. I want to be put in a position where I can stop those who do shit like this.
Yes. I can tell you that I and certain associates of mine do that. That is why I wanted to speak with you.
I want my debts paid. Actually, let me put it a different way. I want my identity wiped. I want to be somebody new.
I can do that.
And in return, I will turn over what I know of their operations.
Fantastic.
I won't turn shit over until I get my side.
I understand. You will have your identity wiped. Debts gone. Within the week. The debts I could take care of right now, but the identity thing takes a little more time.
Then I guess we're going to have to arrange to meet up in about a week, right?
Yes.
Deal. And she sticks her hands across the table.
And Jackie shakes it. She has not roused for blush of life.
No.
And Jackie actually hands her a card for the cabaret.
Okay.
And says, I will meet you there. Same time, 1 week from tonight.
And she takes it and looks at it, puts it in her pocket. I'll wait for you to get that info. I'm not going to bring it with me at the time, of course. Obviously, that would be stupid, because then you could just kill me and take the info I have. So, once I get what I want, I will tell you where to get it. It'll be in a secure place.
Excellent.
You are, of course, free to hold me when I show up until you pick it up.
Of course. Wouldn't do it any other way.
I know I hate asking this question, but I already know the answer anyway. Flyboy's not going to make it tonight, is he?
Nope.
Told him he's a dumbass for being predictable. What did he tell me? But I have biz to do.
Yes, I know all about his biz. Tell me, was he trafficking in and out lupine as well?
Lupine, you mean werewolf?
Yes.
Once in a while.
Excellent.
Not often.
Thank you.
Once in a while.
Thank you.
He wasn't really picky. He trafficked anybody in there that would give him money.
Yes, and that is why he's going to fall tonight.
It's going to cause a stir when I disappear and he disappears. It'll be a problem for them.
Exactly.
I think I've heard it called it's a you problem, not a me problem.
Not a me problem. And it won't be a you problem either.
I hope not, because if they find out what happened to
Felicity
me,
Miller will cease to exist in a week.
that's what I'm hoping, because otherwise they'll never stop.
Right. But I will make the arrangements, and we will meet in a week. And then Jackie gets up, and she knocks on the door and says, "You may open the door now."
And you see Felicity get a smirk on her face. I figured I was locked in.
Of course. If you didn't say the right things, you wouldn't leave.
I figured that when I was coming. And she actually tips her handbag towards you, and you see she's got some device with wires in it. If you said the wrong things, none of us left.
As I expected.
I'm glad neither of us had to resort to that.
I believe it will be a pleasure working with you, Felicity,
We'll see.
to ensure justice is served.
Justice, revenge. Like I said, column A and column B, right?
Always.
And she turns and leaves the room. And it's 5 minutes before Etienne comes in. Ma'am, she got back to her car and drove off.
Excellent. She was wired with a bomb.
I wouldn't put it past her.
I wouldn't either. I expected it.
Those CIA types are like that.
Mm-hmm. But, excellent. Tomorrow night I'm meeting with Arjun.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm going to ask him to embrace her.
Is that what she wanted, ma'am?
Yes. And she is going to give us everything.
I mean, that'd be useful. Arjun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
She's in for a treat with that one.
She is, but her temperament is well suited for Banu Hakim.
He is a strict taskmaster from everything I've seen.
She can take it. She's a strong woman.
Well, she'll either do well or cease to be a problem.
Exactly.
I'll go get the car, ma'am.
Thank you.
And now we flash back.
Yep, and she's going to walk out to Tasha.
Yep, and we flash back to the rest of the coterie. Now, Red, you still have your arm temporarily on him, but you can't see him. None of y'all can see him. You just know there's a mist there.
So I can't start. So the second he starts to form the mist, I was kind of planning on shooting him in the knee.
You can shoot.
Can I do that?
I'll let you shoot.
Okay. I didn't know if I could see his knee still at that
Well,
point.
you have a general idea where it was. You can try to
Okay.
shoot.
Yeah, I want to do that.
You might foot him.
Yeah, I'll shoot him.
Okay. So that's going to be, you can either roll dex and firearms, or you can roll composure firearms. I allow either one to be rolled.
They are the same, unfortunately. Neither's very high.
How is Emilio at this point? Is he just still recovering?
After Obeya, he's kind of standing at least.
Wait, where am I?
Lamar is currently thinking that there's a suspicious lack of gunfire happening right now.
Well, you heard a gunshot just now.
Oh, and okay, there it is.
But
Like point blank.
yeah, but with the penalty of not being able to see, you fired. You don't hear a noise come from him, so you're pretty sure you missed him. But you all heard the bullet.
Is her hand still on him?
Not anymore. As she was firing, he stepped back.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna move towards where he last was and reach out to try and grab him.
Okay. Now, as he moved a little, for those outside, you could see the field around him shift. So it's obvious he's at the center of whatever that field is.
Oh, I'm so sick of this bullshit. Lamar will walk across. Will walk over to across the road to the ditch, and he's not going to shoot where he can possibly hit his coterie mates. So,
well, yeah, the whole so the idea with Nicholas is that he wants to try and grab where he thinks he is and shoot. So if he can grab him, he wants to do one thing. Otherwise, he wants to shoot in the center of where he thinks he is.
Okay, go ahead. You can roll.
What would I do for grabbing him?
That is going to be a brawl roll. So strength brawl or dex brawl. Pick one.
Oh, we will do strength. And this may sound surprising. I don't have brawl.
That was 0. Just a bunch of grabbing in the mist. Let me roll this now. Really? It didn't roll? There we go. Now it'll roll. You grab something. Isabella, you feel a hand on your arm.
Do I have time to say something before he shoots or does anything?
I'm sure you can.
He's like, what the hell?
Yeah, then I'll immediately let go.
Okay. Jenny, are you still just watching?
She's kind of looking at it like, what the fuck is even going on over there? But she's gonna flip on Eyes of the Beast just so she can see if she can see through it.
You can't see through it, but your Eyes of the Beast does highlight something else out. On the far side of the field, there's actually a large wolf watching.
Motherfucker. Speak of the devil.
He's just watching.
Roscoe, grab Emilio, take him 10 steps back right now.
Okay, we'll do. I'll do just exactly that.
And then it goes pitch black in that area as soon as Emilio's clear.
Okay, so you are rolling Stygian Shroud.
It's a rouse check.
A rouse check. And that's it. And you do not get hungrier. Now, Jenny, you can see in his Stygian Shroud, it's dimmer than it normally would be, but you can still see. But it goes pitch black. I mean, it is the darkness of death. Now, for Isabella and Nicholas who are in it, you feel the cold of death. Now, for you, Roscoe, you know exactly what it is. You're intimate with the cold of death. Yes, Nicholas.
As soon as it goes dark, I want to throw on Oblivion Sight.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, for you two, you don't take damage. For Noah, you don't hear anything. Because it also, since it takes the oxygen and stifles the air, it also stifles breathing, noise transmission. But for you two, it is the cold of death. It is so cold it almost feels hot, but it doesn't actually burn you. Now, when you turn on Oblivion Sight, you still see the haze up, but it seems to be rapidly shrinking.
I'm going to point and shoot at that center mass.
Okay. And Roscoe, you've been in DC. You know exactly what he just did because you've seen that before. It's a very unpleasant darkness to be in. 2 successes. Gun goes off. Oddly enough, it barely makes a noise. Very muffled. You can still hear it, but very muffled. Isabella, you heard it too, but not that loud. And then suddenly, the haze is gone for those that can see through the shroud. Noah is on the ground, clutching at his throat.
As soon as he's on the ground, Nicholas will just walk over him and put one right in the middle of his head.
Okay, I'll be nice. I'm not going to make you roll that. Now, Lamar, it's your shroud. It's still muted the sound, but you heard another gunshot go off. But since it's your shroud, you can see in it. And you see Nicholas put a bullet right in this guy's head. And then the haze is gone.
Wonderful. And Lamar will dispel the shroud, and then he will walk over.
And Jenny, the wolf, has started padding towards the group.
Can I just ask a quick clarifying order of events?
Sure.
So, which happened first? Did Nick shoot him in the head, or did Lamar drop the shroud?
Nick shot him in the head. And then
Well,
the
he shot him
shroud
in the
dropped.
throat and then in the head.
Yeah. No,
So-
the throat was him choking. He can't breathe in Stygian Shroud. And though he's a thin blood, unless he's vampiric resilient, he's immortal in many ways. That's why they fool the Second Inquisition. He has a heartbeat.
Okay.
He has respiratory. It's a big
I
problem.
thought Nick fired 2 shots.
Fired one, and then he put a bullet in his head. It wasn't until the
So the-
second one that the shroud dropped, when Lamar saw him
Okay.
get killed and the mist faded.
Okay.
Now, none of you have seen any kindred able to summon a mist like this before. This is totally new.
Genevieve's going to actually move now. She's going to move to intercept the wolf that is moving towards the group. She's not running. She's just casually straight at it. So,
And the rest of you, you don't hear it padding up. So you see Jenny standing between you all because she moved finally. And the wolf is just sitting there staring at Jenny. And then it just begins to shift.
You see that part?
You see that part, yeah.
Oh, fuck. Come on, let's wrap this up. We gotta go. We gotta go.
You're awful far from Phoenix, aren't you?
Before we go, I want to check the car for like a dash cam or
well,
anything.
You're checking the car, but you hear this thing say, "You're awful far from Phoenix, aren't you?" You recognize the one who just shifted in front of you.
yeah.
I was on my way
well,
back from. I'm not gonna call car patrol. We'll call it patrol. I was on my way back and thought I was going to help somebody who just got in an accident. I don't think he needs help.
Yeah. No, that's the leech.
Who's your
Noah
friends over
Graywall.
there?
They're my friends. That's all you need to know.
What was that shadow
Genevieve's-
shit, dude?
Genevieve's gonna turn towards the group and just be like, "Do what you need to do. Don't worry about him."
Nicholas is gonna go and try to help Isabella look through the car.
Lamar will grab Noah by like his shirt lapel. Now he's
The head
Bet
split
you
open.
didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you didn't think when you woke up tonight you were gonna end up like this. Sad shit, ain't it? And then Lamar will put him into the vehicle. He's going to take his knife and he's going to take just a little bit of the coke and actually like smear into his nostril a little bit, then sprinkle some on his just a little bit onto his shirt, make it look like, you know, he wasn't too careful with his booger sugar. And then he'll pop the trunk and then spread the rest in the trunk, make it look like there might have been more there, but it's clearly not there now.
And as you're doing that, Nicholas, you start searching the car. Everyone sees you searching the car. First thing you come across is a suitcase, small briefcase in the front seat, passenger seat. Inside is cash.
Sounds like a Coterie war chest now.
I mean, I asked him about, I just call you G. G, I asked him about that dark shit he did. What was that? I've not seen that before.
That's one of his talents. Like me with the cheap, not imitation claws the other night. So,
I mean, that looked kind of handy, actually. Couldn't see through it. Isabella,
I
what are
could.
you doing while he's searching the car?
I had said I was searching the car first.
Yeah, he was
So
just going to help.
You're both searching the car on top of
Yeah.
each other and struggling because then you were searching the back seat as he's going in the front and trying not to get the blood on him because Lamar's stuffing a body in the front driver's seat.
I was like, "You've done enough, Nick. Let me do this."
And Isabella, you find under the back seat a pistol, 45.
Nicholas will back out of the car with the suitcase or with the briefcase, put that back in their vehicle, and then grab his some chemicals and stuff that he has in his, for lack of a better term, murder kit, and starts trying to clean up where he shot him on the ground so it doesn't look like he was executed there and then moved into the car.
Okay.
Isabella will take the gun, fire a shot in Nick's direction.
Okay.
Not like not
No, just in that
not gonna
general
hit him.
area.
Yeah.
Right. I get it. Did I come at a bad time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like at that point, Nick is gonna stop, look at Isabella, and like while maintaining eye contact, just keeps moving like backwards away from her.
Genevieve turns back towards the group and she's just kind of like hissing, like, haven't you motherfuckers heard of professionalism? Wrap it up. She turns back towards Tin and Ripper. See, I made sure we did this out in an area where we wouldn't run into your patrols. So
I appreciate that. I'd have had to notice it if you did it there. I'm going to just walk off out of here, though. I mean, even if I was in the mood to start murdering tonight, I don't like the odds tonight. Sure, you understand.
Definitely. It's always better to not take that 1-on-6 or whatever. So
Yeah, 1 versus 5. Plus, I told you last time, we start tearing the clothes and, breaking trees and...
Is he naked right now?
No, he's not. Actually, somehow his clothes shifted with him.
Okay. Well, yeah, and since apparently your clothing is magical, I would hate for that to get torn up. So
Well,
good call around.
I told you I love this outfit. It means a lot.
You've got magical fucking pants. I'm sure you do enjoy that outfit.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it magical, but it's okay.
Look,
Hey, we've been through a lot together. A whole lot.
okay. If you're gonna start talking to your clothes, you know what? Have a great evening. If you decide to maim me, make it quick. And she turns around and starts walking back towards the group.
And he's kind of looks past you, looks at Isabella still with a 45 pointed towards Nicholas. Roscoe just standing back, checking on Emilio.
She fires
Lamar
another shot when he
with the
looks at her.
booger sugar. What do? You fire the shot when he looks
I
towards you?
fire another shot towards Nick, not at Nick, but towards Nick when he looks at me and they're done talking.
Yeah. And you actually see Tendon Ripper back up. I'll talk to you later, Jenny.
Have a good one.
And he turns and you see this man, everyone sees the man as he starts to run. And as he runs, he starts shifting again until he's a large wolf as he starts running south into the city.
All right, I need everybody behind me so that we can get this done, because
Yeah. Genevieve's just gonna go back to the Escalade. She's kind of, yeah.
Nicholas
About-
is just gonna try and keep somebody between him and Isabella at all times.
Isabella puts the gun in Flyboy's hand, make sure he grabbed it recently, and then have it drop right next to where his body is.
Okay, so you drop the weapon on the seat beside him.
And then she's gonna head back to the Escalade.
I'm going to assume competence here and point out you might want to put the gun in his hand and fire it once so he has powder residue on his hand.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Because otherwise...
Again, at Nicholas' direction.
Okay. You break out the passenger's window with a bullet in Nicholas's general direction. So that he now has powder residue on his hands that shows he fired the weapon.
I would not want to be him right now.
And Roscoe, Emilio, he seems to have gotten everything back. That was all the oxygen was gone. I was breathing. Thought it felt like, I'd imagine that's what space feels like.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But you're all right now, though, right?
Yeah, it's just, Had to catch my breath for a second there. I've never dealt with that before. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's not great for the living.
Oh. You okay, Isabella?
Are you okay?
I mean, got a sore throat now, but other than that, I'm fine.
I'm a lot more durable than you. I'm more worried about you. I'm fine, just pissed.
I'll be fine. Isabella, why don't you hand me, if you've got any other guns, why don't you just hand them to me, please?
No.
Your choice.
And she walks away.
Your choice. And he drops the subject immediately. He is still bloodbound.
Emilio, when Flyboy put that mist around you, what was that like?
Same thing. It was like choking me, suffocating me. But that one, I could feel like something around my neck squeezing. Probably why I got a sore throat. I don't even know what that was. I've been a ghoul a long time, and I've not seen mist before used like that. I've heard about what he did. The darkness.
Yeah.
The bot, we've dealt with that, but I've never been in one, but never seen the mist attack me.
Yeah, it's probably some thin blood shit.
Hentai shit.
Thin blood.
No, hentai.
Oh,
Never mind.
yeah. Yep. Okay, I get it.
I'll get you a video.
Okay. No.
And he actually goes over and he starts looking at the front quarter panel of the car. Looking at the damage. And I turn it back over to the rest of the coterie as they're there before we flash to Jackie and Tasha.
Nicholas, real quick, would actually just want to take the gun that he had just used to shoot Flyboy and hand it to Emilio, and then just sort of like look at him. Is there any way I could get this gun back? It seems to work very well.
Sure.
And he'll just hand it to him and do whatever you need to.
And Isabella, you see Emilio catch your eye and he just kind of shrugs a little and tucks the gun in his waistband.
Isabella holds out her hand and for the gun.
And he hands it to you. He's bloodbound.
Does Isabella know a way of breaking the gun?
I don't think you have enough firearms to really know. I mean, I'll let you do a straight intelligence check if you want.
Great intelligence.
Intelligence firearms. There you go. Intelligence firearms. Got 1 dot, so maybe you know.
Hey!
3 successes.
I can't shoot worth a damn, but I know how to fuck up your day.
You rack the slide and proceed to hold on to one half of the weapon.
Then gives the rest back to Amelia.
Okay. So you have the upper slide and you hand back the whole bottom of the weapon.
Put it in her pocket.
And he tucks the bottom half of a pistol into his waistband.
Lamar is going to meanwhile shoot the shit out of the car with the Tommy gun.
And the Chicago typewriter starts chattering away.
He will empty the whole drum, and then take out the second drum racket, and then fill the car full of more bullets.
By the second drum, the car has caught fire at this point. This is not Hollywood. Just because you shoot a car, don't make the gas tank explode. But what it does do is the gas tank catches fire, and you start to have a burning car.
And Lamar will step back. He will bow for himself and no one else only. And then he will head back with the others.
Emilio, I'll meet you at the shop, Isabella, back at Roscoe's shop.
Sounds good.
And he hops in the vehicle and drives off. Now, the front quarter panel got a couple scratches, but the beauty of a pit maneuver is if you do it right, you don't totally wreck your car. I turn it over to you all before we flash back to Jackie with Tasha.
Isabella kind of looks at Nicholas and she's like, he deserved to suffer. And you didn't let that happen.
I did what I thought was prudent at the time.
See, but now I'm angrier without something to take my rage out on.
Ah.
No one fucks with Emilio but me. Could have died. Flyboy deserved much worse than death. And she walks to the car.
And I assume, but Ginny's already got in the car. She seemed didn't like the lack of professionalism in front of friend? Ish. Roscoe, Nicholas, and Lamar, do you all get in the car?
Lamar gets in, but not before he pats Nicholas on the shoulder. You might want to work on that whole apology thing, maybe sooner than later. Yeah, and he just gets in the car.
Roscoe?
And Nicholas will get in the exact opposite side of the cars, wherever Isabella is.
Okay, Roscoe?
I get in too, checking her temperament and maybe like not sitting right next to her.
Who's driving, by the way? I never did establish who was the driver of the vehicle. Who's driving now? Let me establish it that way.
Lamar's driving now.
Okay. Just check it. And we're going to flash over to Jackie with Tasha as you come out of the back. Everything go okay? Everything's okay, right?
Everything was perfect, Tasha. Thank you so much for your assistance tonight.
I'm glad it could be of help.
Yes, you can go ahead and lock this place up. We are done with it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I kept track of everything I touched, so I'll wipe that down.
Perfect. And Jackie actually has the shawl with her to take it with her because that was all she touched.
Okay. Well, you don't leave fingerprints anyway, but...
Right, but she doesn't want to have, even a stray hair on it or anything. So, and you have a wonderful evening and a safe trip wherever you go back to.
No, you too. I thought Jenny said you might want to ask me about the...
Yes.
that night.
Yes. Thank you. I apologize. It's been so much going on lately. I apologize for bringing this up because I know it was a traumatic experience for you. Did you by chance hear what they were going after?
No, I didn't. They didn't say what they were going after, but sounded pretty important. There was the threat leveled about they don't get it. Final death.
Did you hear where he sent them? Or to who he sent them?
There was... Pretty sure I don't...
You may not know who it is, but you might have heard something.
Something about a seer, I think. I don't even think I heard that. Could have been a name, could have been seer. I don't remember anything. My memory is foggy.
I got you.
I lost, I think, part of it. Jenny said he did that to me. He took away part of my memory there.
That's okay. I appreciate it. Don't you stress yourself over it. It is perfect. You gave me a lot of information with that. Thank you.
No.
I will definitely inform Jenny that you provided excellent service this evening.
Jenny told me to she said do what I can and help you out and answer whatever questions, so.
I appreciate you, Tasha. Truly.
I'm going to get to work cleaning up.
Thank you.
And she starts
Jackie
busy in
leaves.
removing the evidence that you were in there as Jackie goes out front, hops in the car with Etienne. Peter's in the vehicle already. And you all drive off. And now we're going to flash one last time before we go to break to the Coterie as Lamar is driving them back in a very hostile feeling vehicle.
Lamar feels like the cat who ate the fucking canary, so he is smiling the entire way as he is driving.
Nicholas is more awkward than angry. I think the angry is definitely coming from one direction. I think Nicholas is more just sort of like ruminating and everything.
After Isabella's had a second to cool down, she pulls the gun slide out of her pocket, tosses it at Nick. Maybe on the heavier side, but not like full on throwing. I guess you want this back.
And Nicholas will take it and like sort of like holding it. So he's got the briefcase like on his lap. And so as soon as he gets the slide, he'll just sort of like sit with his hand over top of it on the briefcase. And then not being entirely sure what to say, just says, "Thank you." And sorry.
Wasn't in a good place to stop him from doing anything else. Unfortunately, wish we could have disarmed him without a kill shot, but that's all we could do. That's all we could do.
I'll let you torture the next one.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Ginny,
Mm.
why do you know a werewolf?
He encountered me when I was observing our now deceased flyboy.
Oh,
I thanked him for not mauling me in the forest, and then I offered to feed him if that would be to his liking, I guess. I don't know. So, yes.
okay.
I was trying to keep us away from the werewolf paths so that we wouldn't have any possible run-ins, especially with some that would be hostile towards us, which I would also like to thank everyone for their professionalism.
Yeah, we got to tighten that up, guys. That was a little. You know what? It all
Excuse
turned out
me.
okay.
Excuse me. Now it looks like he shot who's ever attacking him, not like he was just blindsided. He would have defended himself if he could have, in a normal way with a gun that he had.
Possibly.
Thank you.
Nicholas looks like he's trying to get closer to the door without opening it, like visibly nervous.
Yes, the werewolf thing is whatever. He seems to not give a shit about the werewolf rules, so he doesn't want to kill me. He's more worried about his clothes than he is killing any of us. So,
Oh, gosh, that coat he was wearing. It's funny because I also met one of them who wanted to do more talking and less fighting, and he wore a coat just like that one that your friend was wearing. So maybe they're buddies, maybe they don't even know each other, but yeah, just be careful, but keep that door open.
oh no, I mean, I'm not coming out here to be like, hey, let's be best friends. If he wants to come and cash in that free meal for the Goodwill, perfect. But I'm also not stressing over it because realistically, why the fuck would I come out here other than to make sure or to observe Flyboy there, who's now dead, so who gives a shit?
Fair enough. Everybody, good work tonight. Glad we all made it out of here in one piece. Now let's meet up and let's talk in a couple of nights and see if we can just we can get back to that good working relationship we all had prior to this.
You all get a text from Jackie on the sat phone. Is it done?
Nicholas will reply back because he has no idea what else to do right now. Yes.
Excellent. My mission was successful.
Since it's obvious the Coterie doesn't know what else to say, Roscoe is cutting eyes at Isabella, watching to make sure she don't decide to start shooting in the vehicle. Lamar's still grinning as he's driving. Nicholas seems to be as far away from Isabella as he humanly can get in the vehicle, while the rage of a toreador can be felt by everybody there. And Jenny, I don't even know what you're thinking. We're going to go to break, everybody, so we will see you in 10 minutes. Please enjoy. See you in 10.
Introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? Call me Felicity demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins. Who is she really, blood countess? Who is she really, or je bad Bathory? I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you? Or is it me? Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Before the break, Jackie made a bit of a deal with Felicity,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of the coterie, well, they took care of Flyboy in a very messy way. And as we open up the second half, we're actually flashing over to Roscoe, who's over at Jackie's cabaret, as Jackie is actually waiting for Nicholas to get there. But Roscoe is there first. And Roscoe, Etienne takes you back to Jackie's office.
Thank you, Etienne.
No problem, sir.
Roscoe, it's good to see you.
Hey, Jackie. Good to see you.
Well, I'm glad you could stop by this evening. I will be leaving shortly. Nicholas and I are heading to Blue Velvet. But I wanted to ask you a favor, a small one.
Of course. Of course. Anything.
I know you have a little problem. Samantha?
Not exactly a little problem, but okay.
I also have a little problem named Reese.
Oh, well, tell me more.
She abruptly quit and has now opened her own place.
No. She thinks she can compete with you?
She's calling
that's-
it the Big O.
Really?
Yes. I'm telling you, it's a Luke's doing. He bound to have financed it.
Still, the lack of class.
Exactly.
Just in the name.
Yes, exactly. But what I would like for you to do, because your girl Samantha, she gave you a gift, right?
Oh, she did. Yeah. Mhm.
You're not wearing it now, are you?
When I go out on trips, I usually do. Not right the moment.
Oh, good. I would like for you to go to the Big O and wear it.
Uh-huh.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
I am very much seeing what you're
But make sure when your problem shows up that you get the fuck out.
oh, it might very well be explosive considering
Yeah.
her she's very
Temperamental, that one.
yes.
Yes, the eyes she made at me just from me walking in your shop. Yes.
And you know when we were at the shop earlier tonight, I did notice that the bracelet's a little bit more active than usual, so she's probably watching.
She's
tonight.
escalating.
Mhm.
Yes, there must be something in the water. Our stalkers are escalating. This is fantastic. We can set them up to take themselves out. But yes, and so basically, when go there a few nights until it draws her to you.
Okay.
And make sure to make eyes at Reese. She's trying to mimic me, so she'll probably have a brunette wig and, but she's not even remotely built like me. She's got about 4 inches less than me, and she's curvier. But
There's only one Jack.
Exactly. But yes, make some eyes at her so that when Samantha catches you there, she gets really pissed.
I can do that.
Excellent. Yes, I think that will be brilliant, but make sure you get out because you do owe me something.
I do. I have not forgotten.
And I don't want to collect yet, so I need you to survive this.
Then I have no choice but to survive.
Thank you.
And Roscoe, as
Sure.
you're leaving the place, you actually run into Nicholas coming in the place.
Hi, Nicholas.
Hello, Roscoe. Catch you on the way out.
Yeah, I've just been talking to Jackie for a few minutes, but I'm done.
Just good seeing you.
It's good to see you too, man.
So you hop in your vehicle and start heading over to the Big O. As Nicholas, you step in to meet with Jackie. We'll give you all a brief scene to make sure you have the right itinerary before you set
Yes.
out for the night.
Oh, Nicholas. Roscoe just
Jack,
left.
I saw him as I was coming in.
Good.
You managed to get invite for Blue Velvet.
Well, I have a standing invitation, and I spoke with Bronwyn, and she is willing to speak with you on the matters that you wish to discuss. I do request something in return for getting that arranged for you, though.
What is it?
Would your sister be willing to take a look at the basement to see what's going on down there at that place?
I am
If it is
certainly
safe for
will-
her to do so, of course.
I am certainly willing to ask, but she
That's all I
makes her
ask.
own decisions.
I understand that, and that's all I ask of you is just to ask if she would be willing to do so.
Sure. When Nicholas will sort of just kind of like do that thing he does where he just sort of like looks. Would that be fine, Izzy?
You hear Izzy's voice, actually. She'll owe me one later. I've learned a bit watching you deal with your kind.
She says you owe her.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anything less. Tell her I agree.
Oh, she knows.
So you two
Thank you.
Of
set out
course.
and head to the Blue Velvet. And we're flashing back to Roscoe here. Roscoe, you went to this place. From the outside, it doesn't look like anything special. The big O is bright neon. But as soon as you step into the place, you realize it is a lower budget copy of of Jackie's place. Even the layout and the lighting is almost an exact duplicate.
Oh, Lord.
And as you go in, they've got the same people circulating for chips, telling stories. Same kind of shows. Be fair, not the same quality as Jackie's because this is a new one. They haven't had as much time to find the best skilled people. But it's doing a decent bit of business. Please give me wits awareness, though.
Now, do I see Reese playing anywhere?
She's not playing anywhere at the minute. By the description you were given, she obviously is the one who's circulating the place.
Okay.
She pops in, talks to various tables, says hi to people. A messy crit. We're going to hold that for a little bit later. But as she's circulating the place, and at some point she actually wanders over to you. Now, she doesn't get to you till you've been there about an hour and a half because she's doing her best to really work a crowd. But when she comes over to you, don't I know you? I've seen you somewhere before.
I've been around.
I think I saw you at that other place.
Oh, I'm just checking out all the venues of entertainment.
And she actually puts her hand on your shoulder. You didn't have to, come out here just to see me. I understand it. I got a better place, and I do thank you for coming, though.
I like what I see so far. But what kind of stories do you have to tell?
No, I don't do the stories. I'm kind of busy. It's a new business. I have to keep circulating. But I'm sure if I get a chance, I'll come back, sit with you, and we'll have a couple drinks.
I'd love that. Yeah.
Now, Roscoe, as you're doing that, the way you're positioned, you're watching. Somebody steps in the building and comes in. I mean, you've been here an hour and a half, and you recognize this individual. Tammy has come into place.
Okay.
She's obviously, you got 5 successes with a crit. It's a messy, and we're going to get to your messy here in a minute. But it's obvious that she is doing everything she can not to look at you while looking at you.
Okay. Does Reese still have her hand on my shoulder?
Oh, yes. That was exactly the point she came in.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll get a chance. It gets slower later on in the evening. I'll come and sit down and have a drink with you.
Okay, great. I'll look forward to that.
Perfect. And she smiles at you. And she kind of stares at you with an odd look on her face.
Okay.
You're not quite sure why. But finally, she shakes her head a bit and wanders off. Now, you don't know what she saw, but messy crit, it could be a lot of things. You know, your beast was poking its head out a little bit.
Okay. So does Tammy
She found
make
her,
any moves?
She found a corner booth, and she is doing her best not to look at you while looking at you.
While
It is.
looking
She
at
is
me?
not that good at being subtle, and with 5 successes, not even remotely fooling you.
I want thinking. Roscoe's thinking to himself, you know, should I send a drink over to her table?
That's up to you.
Not just yet. If she hangs out, maybe later.
Okay, so as you sit there and continue the night, she's doing decent business. It's not as packed as the cabaret, but it's a newer place, so it doesn't, you know. If there was not a comparison between the two, you'd think it was a pretty nice place. The problem is you've been to the original.
Right. And there's nothing like the original.
Mm-hmm. And as it gets later in the evening, a man walks in the door you actually recognize. A Luke comes in.
Okay.
Now, he doesn't pay you any mind, but you see him beeline over and start talking to Reese.
Yeah, I don't expect him to remember me. I was nobody to him.
But you see the two of them talk for quite a while before they disappear into the back room.
Okay. What was Reese's countenance when she went in the back?
She had a almost excited look. That's about the best I can say. But
Okay.
he's in there about 30 minutes before they come back out. And as they come out, he plainly looks at you.
Well, he
Just nods once.
okay, because I'm still expecting him to be blind.
I know.
So I'll file that away.
But he walked in with nobody with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his glasses on, his sunglasses. And he even looked right at you and nodded.
Okay.
But he doesn't come over to you. He wanders around a little bit before he steps out of the building. And you hang out a while longer. Eventually, towards the end of the night, you do get your drink with Reese, though she is still friendly, but oddly cagey with you.
Everything all right, Reese?
Yeah, everything's fine. It's a busy night. I've been running around here. She leans in a little closer, though. Now, Luke told me watch out for you. She said don't trust you.
Why would that be?
I don't know why he said that, but he said don't trust you. But I did say we'll have a drink, so let's have a drink.
Okay, let's have a drink.
As you're drinking with it, Tammy suddenly gets up and stomps out of the place. And I know you're leaning real close to Reese and really laying it on thick. I know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Now does Reese notice Tammy walking out?
No, doesn't appear to. To her, it's
'Cause if
just another person.
Okay, because if it's noticeable to her, I'll just say, "Oh, look, a dissatisfied customer. I wonder what her problem was."
No, she's just another person.
Okay.
The only one who would recognize Tammy would be you, Zal, or Zal maybe, and Nicholas. Two of you in particular would know Tammy.
Okay. Well, after Tammy stomps out, I'll finish up the drink with Reese.
Okay.
And thank her for a wonderful evening. And
Please just
okay,
come back sometime. Hell, bring your
I will.
friends.
I will definitely be back.
And she smiles, but she's still got that caginess to her smile, like she's in on a secret.
Yep. And I'm trying to piece it together why she's acting weird after Luke came and then noticed me. I figured he's probably told her that I'm associated with Jackie. But I'm not going to let her know that I know. So
Okay, so you get up and head out. And as you leave, Tammy is down the block a bit, but she's still watching the places you go out and get in your vehicle and drive off. She's on the cell phone with somebody.
I wonder who.
Yeah, we'll find out later, won't we?
Yep.
Now we're going to flash over to Jackie and Nicholas as they're leaving the Blue Velvet. Etienne, of course, is waiting at the vehicle because he doesn't go in with you. And as you pile up and get in the vehicle, I turn it over to Jackie and Nicholas on their way back from Blue Velvet.
I can't believe you told her you prefer a dead vintage. I think if she could have turned green at the gills, she would have. Nicholas.
When you're blessed with a painful kiss,
I understand.
and honestly, it's not that bad once you get used to it.
Oh, I would have to decline trying it myself.
It's certainly not for everyone.
No, it's not. It's not. But yes, I'm glad that it went well for you.
Agreed. It will give me a nice alternate haven for
Good.
setting up ties to the city.
Good. That is excellent, because I do have concerns for the current place where you reside.
Yes, apparently. And Matthew is not entirely fond of continuing to stay in a place where, almost being killed and all.
Yes.
But I digress.
Yes. Was your sister able to find anything?
Yes. Well, yes. There's a part of the basement she could not get into.
Interesting.
From the descriptions, it sounds like it's warded.
Okay.
Estimate maybe half of the basement.
Okay.
But the half she could see had cells with chains and dried blood.
No
But the
bodies
cells
or
were
other...
empty.
They were empty. Okay. Interesting.
So, I mean, it's hard for me to
No.
know for certain what's in that room, but I imagine, or what's in that part of the basement she couldn't get to, but
Considering who all is known to patronize this place, I have a good idea. I now have to do my diligence. Perhaps Braun will be inclined to invite me for a wine tasting soon. Because, yes, that is good information. Please thank your sister, and I will happily repay her for the information when she needs it.
oh, I imagine I'll end up paying that debt long before you do.
Isabella is quite upset.
I've noticed.
I can empathize. I know what it is like to have a good sire and to have them taken from you.
Can I tell you a bit of a story?
Certainly.
Before the reunion, all I knew was my sire.
I understand.
And thanks to our lineage, rumors and stories about some of our more famous ancestors, more powerful ancestors. All I've known being hunted,
Yes. It was cruel what Giovanni did to your clan.
I imagine she told you I wouldn't tell her who killed her sire.
That you know something and you won't tell her.
I know who killed her.
But it is complicated, I'm sure.
For a possibility of reasons, yes.
I can understand that.
After speaking with Mr. Cade, he offered a alternate viewpoint.
Oh, and what was that?
Well, as somebody who doesn't particularly feel fondly towards their clan, he felt that it was important to come clean, as it were.
I will tell you, Lamar was betrayed by his clan, by someone that was supposed to be an ally, an advisor. Betrayed. And when he felt that he had no one to rely on, in that moment, he came to the Coterie. And we did not turn our backs on him, even knowing it was his Morla Tally that was going to murder my sire. I did not turn my back on him. I did not blame him. He was a victim. He was used and discarded. Do you think your family would do that for you?
I know they would, but unfortunately, I've developed sort of a fondness for Isabella. You never see my sister.
I have not yet. I sometimes can see, but it's rare. I'm not very good at it.
Isabella looks eerily similar
Well,
to my sister.
that is complicated.
I feel that perhaps I felt I was trying to protect her when it wasn't my place to do so, as Mr. Cade so eloquently put it.
Isabella and I go back a number of years. I was connected with her during the beginning of Prohibition. She ensured that I got shipments of her fine wines from Italy to New Orleans for my establishment there. Let me tell you something about Miss Isabella Caputo. She does not seek protection. She is one of the most courageous people I have ever met. It is dangerous to be courageous, but she is courageous anyway. She and I have done things for each other over the years. Heck, in the 50s, she distracted a stalker that I had in Italy so that I could get away and leave the country, because that man would not leave me alone, and I didn't want to murder him. He was just confused. Said I looked like his wife.
Oh, trust me, I believe. If not before, then certainly after our most recent endeavors. She's entirely capable and frightening.
She is. But she is also a steadfast friend.
Then, may I ask you a question I also asked Mr. Cade?
Absolutely.
If you knew someone was able to wipe a prince out,
Mm-hmm.
is it better to tell them who did it, with the potential that they make the same mistake that got the prince killed?
Well, I would think, if I was in that position, I would not only say who killed this prince, but exactly why, so that the danger is known. That way, whomever I was informing could make an informed decision on what to do next. Like, I am aware Tally murdered my sire. I cannot go guns blasting into Baltimore to take out Tally. I have to take my time. And I am. This will be decades, possibly centuries of planning. If we are smart, we have that time.
Thank you for your advice.
Of course. You wanted to ask me about Prince de Camden.
We don't, when you're as far removed from him as I am, you don't often get much other than fables and stories and rumors.
You are one of his descendants.
I am. As is the person who killed her sire.
Oh. Now, putting timeline of when that happened. Well, de Camden himself was very busy elsewhere.
Do you think it would have been possible or likely for him to have orchestrated whatever happened?
Honestly, I don't think de Camden really gave a shit about the family reunion. Did he even show up?
I didn't see him there.
Yes, he was busy. There were matters to resolve in London before he could move on to Edinburgh.
And I think that makes my situation less complicated, but still complicated nonetheless.
Your ancestor is closely tied to my ancestor. And rumors and myths and stories abound about mine as well. Some claim mine is a god. I am descended from Prince Mithras. And Prince de Camden and Prince Mithras went way back.
We've heard that rumor.
That one is true. Often working hand in hand to ensure stability. My line puts no stock in fucking Giovanni. We know who the true scholars of death are.
Thank you for taking the time. I really do appreciate all you've done. The audience with Bronwyn and the advice.
Of course, Nicholas. That is what we do in this coterie. I know it is unfamiliar for you. It was also unfamiliar for me. I was alone, or paired with my sire for most of my existence. There is an adjustment period. But you will find no better kindred anywhere else. That I guarantee you.
Noted.
And we can end there, Sortel.
Hey, and so you return yourselves to Jaggy's Cabaret, where Nicholas goes his own way. We actually have to flash over to Isabella, who's in the office at her wine pub. Emilio comes in your office. Isabella, you asked me to read over those journals that Braden guy brought.
Yes?
I've been reading through them, and I come to this part about the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And something off with the time frame there. But the time frame you told me, Vivian was in New York at the time.
Really?
I was with her there. I was at the Grand Ball. the big 100-year celebration. She wasn't just there for that. Of course, she had her invite, but she was also there for, she had some deals to broker, as she put it. And what better place than a gathering of roses?
Deals with who?
And that was the odd thing. She never really went into a lot of detail on it. But I got the impression she was talking to somebody who was good at shipping things and moving things around unnoticed.
After such a long time, I have a hard time believing in coincidences.
Yeah.
You said you were there with her.
Yeah, I was a ghoul at the time before I was put with you.
Is that where you remember Brayden from? Potentially.
It must be. Though it doesn't make sense because he never mentions being there at the time. You don't even remember the picture. But I've seen him somewhere. But you told me he wasn't that old. But I've seen somebody like him. Or him.
I mean, what else makes sense?
Trying to remember. The person she was meeting with. I just remember she made one comment about when she came back from it, it was a pleasure. It's always a pleasure working with Sicilians.
Maybe New York has something to do with her death. It was such a long time ago, though. Why would that matter now?
You've taught me one thing.
Unless
You've taught me one thing, Isabella. You hold grudges. So did Vivian.
what if she saw something then, and we know Tally's cleaning up loose ends? Maybe he finally got around to her. It'd be hard to tell it was him with the reunion so close.
Vivian was shrewd with her deals. There's so many people she pissed off over years when she screwed them over. Hell, there's that Ventru that she got screwed over when you fucked up that winery. I mean, there's a whole list. I know damn well there weren't any Sicilians at that particular, that grand ball. I was her cupbearer, if you can believe that.
I can believe it.
But she said it was she had to have an official cupbearer. So that was me. Frightening.
I don't know as much what was happening in the States then. I'll bring it up with the rest of the Coterie to see if maybe they know something and they can put it together. I mean, it does bring up that correlation that maybe this is related to her death.
I mean, it's possible. That's the problem. I'm going to keep reading these journals, though, because there's got to be more in here that'll help. And I've only gotten through part of the first one, and I found that.
Well, thank you, Emilio.
Doing what you wanted me to do. If you calm down a bit, am I allowed to give Nicholas the other half of his gun back yet?
Yes, you could have given him that half. That's why I took the other half, so
No.
he wouldn't have a hole.
He hasn't asked for it yet, but when he asks for it...
That's on him, not me.
Well, but I have to make sure if you're not there when he asks for it back, whether I can give it to him.
Yes, you can give it back if he asks for it.
If he asks for it.
If he asks for it. If he doesn't ask for it, don't give it to him. He doesn't deserve it then.
Okay. I did have a little fun with it, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
It's automatic now. He's going to be in for a surprise first time he pulls the trigger.
I mean, maybe he won't think it's broken then? Or maybe he'll think it's now broken because it doesn't do the same thing and it won't stop?
It's going to spit a lot of bullets. I just filed that sear down a little bit, and now when you hold the trigger, it just keeps going.
I want to be there when this happens.
I figured to wreck the gun probably within a magazine, but...
Do we care? We
Uh,
only ever need a mag at a time.
You know, I figured you're pissed at him. I like practical jokes. This is going to be a great one.
Relatively safe. He's not firing at us or anything.
Well, even if
Who
he
would do
did,
that?
even if he did, I doubt that many. I mean, it's going to be so uncontrollable. I doubt he'll hit his target more than twice anyway. There is no recoil compensation in this thing. It's going to shoot and it's just
Oh
going to
my
go straight up.
goodness.
The ceiling
He's
is
not
not
going
going
to
to
shoot
be pretty.
himself with it, is he?
No, but the ceiling's going to get totally violated.
Okay. As long as as long as it's not likely he'll shoot himself with it at that point. I did miss for a reason.
I'm not trying to kill him, but you know, I think it'd be funny.
I mean, obviously I'm going to let you still give it back to him. I want to see.
I'll make sure when he gets it back. We just can't wait to see when he uses it again.
I'll tell you what happens if you're not there.
No, please do. If you get a chance, pull out your cell phone. and just-
I'll see if I remember. I'm pretty bad about using it.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be suspicious when you're holding the cell phone going, shoot your gun, shoot your... But we could try it.
I needed that laugh.
Are you still meeting up with the rest of your friends tonight?
I am. And now I have some news to bring them.
Okay, I'll go get the car ready.
Thank you.
And as he goes to leave the room, he actually turns back. I'm glad you smiled there. Good to see you smile a little.
I'm glad you're safe.
That was weird. I don't want to deal with that again.
Well, let's hope you don't. Or someone's going to pay.
I don't think I could go into the afterlife knowing that I was choked out by a Stephen King novel. The
Well,
Mist.
I'm not going to let that happen.
Some weird hentai shit.
I did hear you mention that to Roscoe. He seemed very confused.
Yeah, I've actually got videos in the car for him. I picked them up. It's Fisherman's Daughter and Fisherman's Daughter 2, The Retentacling.
Do they have covers on them?
Yes.
Mm.
You don't want to look at the covers.
You should put them in like a blank case. That way he doesn't know what he's getting into when he first watches them.
I've got some around. I'll go grab some of those before we leave.
Perfect.
And he heads off to get the vehicle ready and to find blank DVD cases to put those two horrifying DVD titles in for Roscoe. And as the Coterie gathers, once again, where is the Coterie gathering?
This time we are actually gathering at the club
At the club?
because it's more secure.
More secure, okay. And the Coterie gathers up to meet at the club once again. And Roscoe, Isabella comes in. Emilio was actually with her this time. And he actually hands you 2 DVDs.
What's this?
On the front is Magic in Modern Times, and the second one says Occult of the Modern Era.
Oh, wow. This looks really cool. Thanks.
Make sure you watch those. It's some good info. You'll love them.
Okay.
And as he turns to leave the room, he winks at you, Isabella, as he files out.
He made those especially for you. Worked very
Wow.
hard.
I mean, I pulled him out of that thing, but I didn't think it was that much of a big deal. But
He's
Cool.
very thankful you saved his life.
I will definitely watch these.
And the whole coterie is gathered, and I will turn it over to the players so you can finally discuss what happened the other night.
Well, Felicity will be handing us over all the information on the Second Inquisition that she has access to.
Wonderful.
And she will cease to exist when she does so.
Do I need to hide a body?
Not at all. I have arranged for someone to embrace her.
Inquiring minds would like to know who.
Banu Hakim. Arjun Shaw.
Oh shit.
She was most upset that Sun was already destroyed. Because she wanted to do it herself. She wants to make sure monsters like that don't get away with it. She is honestly an ideal candidate for Banu Hakim.
Well, hopefully whoever the next Second Inquisition handler who comes to Chicago is easier managed than her then, because she was at least a semi-known quantity, so hopefully we don't take it in the shorts on this one.
There are individuals who are monitoring them. So, it is what she wanted.
Well, I think all of us in this room understand we don't always get what we want, so
Genevieve, I made a decision.
that's fine. I'm just saying we don't always get what we want. Like, I wanted professionalism at the job site, taking out the thin blood, but now I know what I need to know for the future. So
Sounds like your endeavor went a bit smoother than ours.
Oh?
We had some mishaps.
I would think it'd be fairly simple. You walk up and shoot.
Yeah, that's how I saw it going in my head. But look, Flyboy's dead. He's done. When they find him, looks like a drug bust, looks like a drug deal gone bad, or retaliation for him messing up a drug deal. We're good.
Not to mention bonus, and then Nicholas will put the briefcase on the desk and sort of like pop it open and turn around and just show them all the money.
And you counted at one point, Nicholas, there's about 32 grand in there.
Excellent.
well, that was nice of him to drive around and leave us some pocket change. So
I do
I
have to
figure
do have to wonder what the hell he was doing with that much money.
well, he certainly doesn't need it now.
No, he doesn't.
I figure we could use it as a war chest or possibly a donation for some.
First, let's find out if anyone is trying to track the money.
Good idea.
Because that could lead to who gave him that money.
Speaking of other good ideas you've had, I need to tell you all something. And then Nicholas will look over to Isabella. I owe you an apology. Not for... Let me start over. When you asked me if I knew anything about your sire, I told you I wasn't at liberty to tell you. After smarter people than I gave me their advice, it seems I made a decision that wasn't mine to make. But I hope you understand the decision I made wasn't meant out of malice. I do know who killed your sire. I know in enough terms of certainty why they killed your sire.
Isabella, roll a frenzy check, please. And given what you had said to Jackie about it and your attitude on the subject, you can just hit frenzy on your character sheet. Let's see. 3. You can feel the beast riled up, but you manage to hold it under control, and you do not frenzy at this information.
At this point, Jackie actually reaches out and takes Isabella's hand.
And you elaborate, Bliss.
My grandsire killed your sire. What you need to understand, my hesitance at revealing that particular piece of information. Before all of you, including Miss Schultz, all I knew was my clan. An unfortunate side effect of propaganda.
And genocide. Don't forget the genocide.
Your sire was killed because she got a little too curious about family business.
Jackie just slightly squeezes Isabella's hand.
So, storyteller, I want to verify, do I know, based on what we talked about, does Nicholas know what that business was?
You don't know exactly, but given it would have happened about the time of the reunion, she must have been doing something to either jeopardize the reunion or otherwise hamper the reunifications. Whether intentional or not.
There are many very influential and powerful members of the family. My concern was that it would be nothing to do to you what was done to your sire. My concern was that I guess you can say I felt like I needed to protect you, which may be, at least in some part, due to your resemblance to my dearly departed sister. I understand why you've reacted towards me the way you have, because I didn't tell you. It wasn't meant to come from a bad place. But unfortunately, it's not as easy for me to just change the old ways. Ask Matthew, I am stuck in many of my old ways of thinking. I will try to get better, but understand. Understand I'll try. But I cannot guarantee if you pursue this, which I would not blame you for. I know Jackie wouldn't blame you for it. I wouldn't blame you for it. But I cannot promise that I can be involved if this goes further.
Thank you for candor and your honesty, Nicholas. I'm glad you told me when you did. I was trying to find leads and was barking up the wrong tree that could have been even more detrimental than what actually happened if I had pursued. I understand your desire to protect, and I understand your unwillingness to doubt your family. My experience in life has taught me that it's not necessarily about those who you share blood with or who you share familial ties with. It's about those people who stand by you and pick you up despite all of that. I understand. And may come up again, I'm sure. But hopefully, now that we've kind of talked about it, we'll understand. I don't know how I'll pursue this information. I honestly need to kind of just let it settle for a bit and go from there.
Do let me know, darling, if you still want me to kill that one.
I will, and maybe we'll come up with a plan that gets both at once. Who knows? It's just so odd. Emilio and I were looking at the journals before this, the journals that Brayden left us, and I was so sure that we had something. Vivian was in New York at the time that your sister was, and she was doing deals there, and Emilio went with her, and he might have seen Brayden there as well.
And Nicholas, you hear a voice. Izzy's voice. It's barely a whisper. Ask her what Vivian looked like.
Do you know anything about what did your sire look like?
I spent so much time with her. Of course I know what she looks like. And so she kind of goes into like a description of like essentially every part of Vivian, because she knows Vivian very intimately
And when
and
you
probably
get,
an overshare. But
when you get done describing all the little things in the room, pencils, pens, anything light and not nailed down, suddenly lifts into the air, swirling around the room, slamming into walls.
And I also imagine, given what from other revelations, I think what Nicholas is sort of already suspecting, he's probably like white knuckling while this is happening.
And all you hear is screaming in your ears, Nicholas.
What the hell's going
It's
on here,
her.
people?
I saw her with father before I got sick. And then the necklace goes cold and all the objects fall to the floor as Izzy withdraws and hides, unable to deal with what she's going through now.
do you know something about why she was there? The journal said for business, but Izzy seems to think otherwise, I think.
It seems Vivian had a meeting with our father, our mortal father. And then she got sick. After Vivian's meeting. I know my family was used by the Giovanni, specifically their henchmen, fellow Italians. They used to, and at this point, like you see him, like he's white knuckling more than he was. They used to defile the bodies of the dead. For They would hide things. Don't disrespect the dead.
Vivian couldn't have made Izzy sick. I don't think. Uh, can you describe what happened to her?
We thought it was the Spanish influenza. It was running rampant. But knowing now what I know, and he looks down at his hands, what I've done, it's not impossible for one of my kind to do this. I don't know if Vivian did it. I don't know if one of those fucking putanescas.
If she did cause something with her death, it is interesting that she caused full death in one, and brought the other back. Storyteller. So does the symptoms that like Nicholas describing, is it reminiscent of the poison that Vivian uses
No.
or used? No?
Oh
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Vivian was very fond of using a very simple way of cutting alcohol with methanol to poison and blind and kill people. Because in Europe, people drank wine all the time. And that's all it took to kill them.
Nicholas, you say that Isabella looks strikingly like your sister.
Close enough. When I first saw her, I had to look twice. I
Thought you
thought
had
it was
seen a
my
ghost.
sister.
Mm.
Oh, I see them all the time. It was like seeing my sister in the flesh again.
Yes. I wonder if Vivienne had wanted to embrace, and she looks at Isabella, Nicholas's sister. And someone decided to thwart that. Oh, Jesus, Isabella. Vivienne was fucking with family business for years.
Nosy bitch, I'm not surprised.
Because toreadors, please forgive me, Isabella, but you are noted for obsessions. And if she was obsessed with this beautiful young Sicilian girl, and the girl died, she would have sought out a replacement.
Maybe. I mean, hope that's all I wasn't all I was to her.
Oh, I'm sure you were not. She was very invested in you. But... oh my gosh. Well,
The question is, what did she do to piss him off enough that time?
Oh, it doesn't matter anymore. They did what they set out to do with my sister.
yeah.
But if any of them have survived, I'm going to destroy every single one of those sister fucking bastards.
I
Oh.
mean, they broke Vivian's heart when they killed her.
Oh, they broke something far more precious than that. With Nicholas.
No one does that. And my sire, I'll be sure to help you with that revenge.
Shit, count me in. Fucking hate Giovanni anyway.
I will have your back, Nicholas. They are liars and usurpers.
When Emilio is done with those journals, can I see them?
Of course, I will say, be mindful if you ask for your gun back.
It's not gonna shoot me like you tried, is it?
Not if you're careful and don't point it at yourself.
You weren't really in danger, I'm sure, Nicholas. If she really wanted to hurt you, she would have used a knife.
Come on.
Oh, she was very clear that she was missing on purpose.
Just had a little push you in the right direction. I knew you'd come around.
You are evil, and I adore you, Isabella.
You love it.
I do.
I guess the Coterie has done their business for now. Though no one snitched on Jenny, which I'm quite shocked. But as the Coterie goes a separate way, Lamar, as you're cutting... Yes, Roscoe.
I just wanted to update Jackie on what happened.
Go ahead.
Oh, please.
I will let you have your part of the scene before people leave, of course.
Jackie, I went to the Big O as we had talked about.
Oh, yes.
It's calling it a Walmart copy is being generous.
It's a cheap knockoff, yes?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm not surprised. Not at all.
I mean, she's trying really hard.
Oh, of course she is.
To duplicate your cabaret.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent some time talking with her.
Hmm.
Now, there may be some repercussions because Tammy was there, who was there to observe me, apparently.
Now, which one is Tammy?
She's one the not the police lieutenant's daughter, the other one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not Allison.
Yeah.
Tammy.
Okay. I get so confused with all these, mages and their groupies that you hang out with.
There's so many.
I know.
But she totally failed at trying to surveil me without being seen.
So Samantha sent her to observe what you were doing at that location.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Was this Miss Sparkles from your bookshop?
Yes, it was. That was her.
She is terrible at not being noticed.
Yes, she has not learned the first lesson in how not to be seen.
Oh, well, that basically sets our plan in action.
It does, because I spent some quality time with Miss Reese.
Oh,
She couldn't spend a lot of time with me earlier in the night, but towards the evening, she came and sat at the table, and we had drinks together in close, hand on shoulder kind of contact.
You sly dog.
of course.
So Tammy got quite an eyeful, and she stomped out.
Hmm.
But she was outside waiting for me when I left, down the road a bit, trying and failing to not make herself obvious. But I'm sure reports got back to Samantha.
Good. How was Reese with you? I'm sure she had to have recognized you.
She didn't at first, but and then when we were talking, she looked at me like she saw something, but just kind of shook it off and went her way. But then a Luke came into the place.
As I said, he was bankrolling it.
And he came in. They went in the back for like half an hour or so. And then when she came back out after, all this time I'd been thinking that Luke was blind. He's not blind at all. Because he came in with nobody helping him, but when he left, I noticed he looked directly at me and nodded, and then walked out. Like he could absolutely see me.
Really?
Yeah. And then later, as Reese and I were talking, she just kind of mentioned that, oh yeah, he told me not to trust you though. But I'm not sure if she does or doesn't.
Did she invite you to come back?
Oh yes, she did. And I said I will definitely come back. Now, she told me to bring my friends with me. I said I will definitely be back. I didn't say I'd bring friends.
Oh, Luke's trying to set a trap.
Yeah.
Too bad I'm already 10 steps ahead of him.
You always are, Jackie.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so everyone, I decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Reese decided to up and quit the night that I was going to talk to her about making her my protege. She didn't even do it to my face. She wrote literally a letter that said, I quit. She's college educated. She couldn't even write a proper resignation letter. And then I find out a week later that she has opened up this burlesque establishment called the Big O.
She didn't really call it that, did she?
Oh, yes, she did.
Yeah, it is.
And because this girl has gone as far as, wearing hair like mine, dressing like me, all this stuff, right? She's trying to now knock off my establishment. And I know Roscoe has the problem with Samantha, yes? And
yes.
I'm like, Roscoe, go to the Big O, make some eyes at Reese.
Oh, you didn't.
Oh, yes.
Oh, mission accomplished, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I wish I could eat right now.
Popcorn?
So much.
Yes. So, needless to say, the plan is for Roscoe to get the fuck out when Samantha shows up and allow Samantha to just go nuclear in that place.
I almost want to see this when it happens, but I'll be happy if I just get word that place is nothing but matchsticks.
And then when a Luke gets bent because his touchstone just got murdered, I could say some mage did that shit. Wasn't me.
That is so evil, and I love every bit of it. Every bit.
If you even pointed him to Samantha, maybe he'd fix our Samantha problem too.
If Samantha survives it.
That's true.
She's a bit touchy, hard to, a little impulsive too. So you just never know what's going to happen with her.
She could go so nuclear that the backlash hits her like a Mack truck.
Now, if only would take care of her like 6, her bunch of groupies too.
So, there you have it. Excellent work, Roscoe.
Glad I could help, Jackie.
I appreciate it. Excellent work. Very well. Is there anything else, everyone? No?
As the coterie goes to separate ways, now I get to say this. As you're leaving, Lamar, and cutting through the club, leaving, a voice behind you. Hey, boss. How you doing, boss? In the club.
I'm good.
When you turn around, nondescript man's behind you.
Didn't expect to see you here. What's going on?
Well, I mean, you gave me a job, right?
I did.
I found him.
This night just gets better and better.
And right here is actually where I'm going to end the episode. With Lamar looking at Nick with a grin on his face. He found him. Lamar ready to have some fun. Coterie had one hell of a heart-to-heart. And of course, I'd like to thank my players, you the viewers. For the player vote, they went with everybody again. I'm going to have to start getting mean about it because they're turning this into a 3-player game. But, I mean, at least they're putting the effort to say why they're voting everybody. So, on the other half of me doesn't want to penalize them since they're all coming up with reasons. Half and half. We'll see how long this continues. Of course, if you want to join us on the Discord right over here, pop on the Discord. Pop over. We cast the shows from Discord. We do weekly Zoom hangouts. We got a good crowd. It'd be a good place just to go hang out. You want to check our back episodes? Right over here, YouTube. Check our back episodes. You can even check out the stream that shall not be named that we just aired on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
There is a new stream that shall not be named. It bumped crab truckers a little bit lower on that list of that shall not be named. So we can name crab truckers now. Just pointing that out.
that was Bro Hunters with my husband.
Yeah.
He's the bad influence.
Blame me. I'm fine with that. I'll take the blame on that. You want to catch some great content creators? Friends over here. These are people we like. One of them. There was some emotional shit from her tonight, everybody. Give her some love. She deserves it. Give her some love. You want to get some merch? Season 6 is almost over, people. I don't know what merch we'll have season 7, but there's a tendency for some merch to disappear between seasons and new merch appears. So, you want to get the merch.
I am working on the hit list.
If we don't get a hit list shirt, that's a fucking
I am working
travesty.
on a hit list. Between seasons, I will get it finalized and show it to the cast to get approval before I put it on merch.
And of course, if you want to support the players, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the Relenterai studio does not take the bits or donations. We do take the taxes out because it's taxed, but other than that, bits and donations go to the players. Of course, if you want to give to the studio, that's what subscribe here is on Twitch, but Twitch takes half that, so why not pop to the KoFi? That way you don't give up half your money to Twitch, because, Twitch, they're pimps. They make Roscoe's shirt look like mine. That's how big of pimps they are. Just pointing that out. Of course, actually, for once I covered everything, and I could turn it over to my wonderful wife for her portion, the schedule.
Mm-hmm. So, coming up over the next week, just a moment, let me pull up my schedule. Because I believe this week, London Esoteric Society is on break. Let me double check that.
Pretty sure. They're talking season finale, so pretty sure we can go with that.
I didn't have it pulled up. My apologies.
But I do know why she's pulling that up. Next week is the season finale. for Windy City, everybody.
Yes, it is. It is. On Tuesday, though, I do know 8 p.m. Tuesday, we do have Werewolf the Apocalypse. Timber Brad and myself are in that. And woo!
Yeah, but are y'all gonna? I know y'all going to go fuck some people up, but are you gonna fuck up people like Capone getting Caponed next episode? Yes, I did that pun, motherfuckers.
I'm fairly certain at least one of us is going to die.
I'm fairly certain with Nikki's with Ravenna's casualty rate in her Werewolf Chronicles, at least one has to die.
Oh, Ravnos Archon. Press F to mourn Ravnos Archon again.
Oh, goodness. All right, let me find stream schedule. Here we go. Okay, so yes, we have Werewolf coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. That is episode 5 of season 2 of Phoenix's Call, set in Casper, Wyoming. We are currently we are about to become a pack, y'all. For real.
The snack is back.
And we are about to take care of some folks that are going missing because of some wicked ass weave and tainted spiders. So yeah, and then actually, nope, on the 14th, we do have London Esoteric Society at 3 p.m. Eastern, so join them for that. It's Call of Cthulhu 7 Eve, set in Victorian London. They are looking at sus stuff. And you want to check that out at 3 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we are back with the season finale on Sunday for season 6 of Windy City After Dark. Join us at 5 p.m. Same time, same place. Sunday.
Shit's going to be off the hook next episode. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be crazy. As always, with the end of these, please, everybody, take your mental health seriously. Check in on those around you. Check in on family, friends, loved ones. I don't even care if you don't like them. Just check on them, especially if you haven't heard from them for a while, because a lot of people are not okay, and it just takes few words to maybe be that lifeline they need to come up off the cliff. And if you do suffer from mental health issues, like many of us do, myself included, and you don't feel you can talk to those around you, right now in chat, there's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get the support you need, because mental health is health. It's okay to not be okay. We understand that. And it's important to take care of that, because we're in it here together in the long haul. So look after yourself. Make sure your mental health is taken care of. Turn it over to my wife for her part.
I'm Mama McStabber. I'm a registered nurse. Timber Brad here is also a registered nurse. We're going to tell you, please go.
Get your goddamn shots.
Yes, please. Please go get your goddamn shots. And to protect yourselves, protect others, prevent further mutations of this illness, please get your shots. And also, I, Mama McStabber, am a registered nurse who also used to work in reproductive health. And let me tell you something, reproductive health is fucking a right. It is a human right. And fuck the Supreme Court, fuck Louisiana, fuck Texas, and every other goddamn state that's trying to make reproductive health their fucking decisions instead of people who have uteruses.
If you don't have a uterus, you should stay out of the conversation. You don't decide for those that do have them. And fuck Putin. Let's not forget to fuck Putin. Don't take it out on those around, on the Russian businesses in your community, the Russian members of your community. Fuck Putin. Fuck Texas. Fuck Louisiana. Fuck the Supreme Court. Fuck all the self-righteous bastards pushing all that shit. And from the cast of this amazing show, we're almost done. One more episode left, everybody. Hope to see you here next week. Good night.